Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of 3 Live Canes. As you can see, there's two of us. Bill was the one with the alarm clock, so I got a little late today, but no big deal. Here to talk to you guys about another couple weeks in Miami Hurricanes football. Been a little while since we saw you guys and said hello, but luckily we're back. The off season continues to roll on as we get our way closer and closer to spring football and all that. And I know some people in the chat were talking about some different things. We'll try to hit on those key points real quick. But before we get to all that fun stuff, Steve, how are we doing today?
I'm chilling and big vibing. My bad, y'all. The reason why we're late is because of me. I was at the park and I forgot Bill was gonna be out. I thought I was gonna ease on and y'all be live talking and jump in. Yeah, Will Harris. Boom, 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 boom. But I had Chris hanging in the lobby. My bad, y'all.
No, I was actually watching some different draft tape, different guys in the draft. So I ended up on Boston College versus Florida State from last year. And that Florida State team was garbage. not that anybody needs to reiterate it, but it was actually funny watching Castellanos play against this Florida State defense. Not tremendously impressed with either side. Castellanos a little bit like a spark plug guy, so see what we can do with that. But yeah. So just a little preview of next year, see how that's going to go on both sides of the ball. But nothing crazy, obviously, on Miami side of things. Looking very positive based upon the additions that we've seen. We'll get into we didn't get a chance to talk about Will Harris a couple weeks ago, so we'll get a little bit of that. Kind of just an overview of what this defense looks like, defensive staff looks like. And obviously the NFL Combine starts, I think, officially today for the specialists. So Borregales would have already been out there doing his thing, but the position guys getting going. Yeah, getting going with the other guys in a couple of days. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. Just kind of preview how that's going to look for everybody, especially for Steve-O, a guy who been around like a lot of this kind of stuff, and especially when it comes to like the younger players, these combine settings nowadays. It seems pretty consistent when these kids get to go to camps. They do a lot of 40s, do a lot of this, a lot of that, agility stuff. So see how it translates for the older guys as well. But I'll talk about that. Anything you guys have in the chat, feel free to throw it out there. Thank you guys for joining us here on 3 Live Canes.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska.
He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free.
Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, but he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players. Step up in big game.
Hurt, dog. Don't ask me for more. Hell no. Husker up to the races. That's what they needed.
That's Ricks going up for Thorpe, and it's intercepted near midfield. Sean Taylor's got another one.
Who else?
Here we go, Steve-O. A little history question for you. Cam projected to go top 5. Who was the highest drafted Canes player and what year?
Honestly, the highest Cane I think I know is Sean Taylor, right?
Sean went
3
or 5, I want to say.
5? Yeah, I mean, because other than that, Flowers was probably my biggest one at 9 to the Giants.
You're missing a guy who you definitely know that was in your lifetime and lifespan as a fan of the Canes. That went number 3 in 2002. 2003. Went number 3 in 2003.
I was 8 years old. I got into that.
And he plays a position that's pretty near and dear to your heart, Steve.
Well, I mean, yeah, Ed.
No.
Not Ed? Oh, yeah, not Ed.
Ed went like 20 in 2002.
Was Andre? Yeah, to the Texans.
Andre.
Yeah, the first pick of that franchise. That's the best thing they did for like 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Andre. Okay,
yep.
okay.
Some people in the chat are getting the actual, like, that was like in our lifespans, especially like your lifespan, Steve-O, specifically, Andre would have been the top. But the overall, there was two guys went number 1 overall. So I see one name in the chat. I haven't seen the other name yet. I think I can get the years. But Vinny went number 1 in
Vinny went 1. We know that.
87. Vinny went number 1 in 87. And Russell Maryland went number 1 in 91. 91, I want to say. It's 91 or 92. I want to say 91. Oh, it had to be 91. It had to be. He was, yeah, was it 91?
He wouldn't have been playing the versus Bama in 92.
I don't think he was.
I don't think so. But I'm not a historian like y'all.
See if I was right. 91. Yeah. That's right. Eat that, chat. But anyway, but I don't see if Caveman had it. But yeah, those two guys, those are the two highest ones to go. I can't think of anybody else like top of my head, like super, super high up there. Obviously, like that one year, Sean went, I want to say 5, and Kellen went 6. That was the year we had 6 dudes in the first round. Can you name the 6 guys we had that year? This was after the 03 season in 2004 when Sean went.
Antra Roll.
No, not Roll. Roll was a year later in 05.
05. Oh. It's not Andre, obviously. We just when he was in 20,000.
So we have Sean,
Kelly, Phillips. Was Phillips in the
Phillips was
or
a couple
Buchanan
years later.
Buchanan.
Buchanan was earlier. Buchanan was
These are blurs for me.
I'll think about that really, really good 2003 defense we had. That was still some of the carryovers from the 01 team. So like we had a pair of like
We have a D line. That's what I'm trying to think.
we had one big dude.
Oh, Vince.
Vince.
Okay. I'm trying to think who we had a D line. No, obviously we had to have a D line. This is Vince.
Right.
All right, linebacker Vilma
and
yeah. You said and
like Vilma. As you said linebacker, I'm telling you Vilma and.
I don't know. I'm bad at these.
Vilma
I'm assuming
and DJ Williams both went.
Oh yeah, okay.
DJ was that senior that year too. And the last
Beacon,
one,
I was like, oh, no, I don't think so.
the last one was an offensive lineman. He started in 02.
McKinney?
No, McKinney was out by then. McKinney was 02. This guy started in 2002 at, I guess, left, play guard.
Yeah, back then when I was like 7, I didn't care for O-line.
He was picked by the Dolphins. I think it was the last first round pick by the Dolphins of the Miami Hurricanes since before Jalen Phillips got, but it's Vernon Carey.
Vernon Carey, okay.
It's a little draft Miami Hurricanes trivia for you guys. That's always fun. I love to just because that's the stuff that just sits in my brain somewhere. I like to go back and scrape that out every once in a while. It's like checking the bottom of your freezer. Like you still got those French fries, yup. Still got those frozen fruit you haven't eaten put in a smoothie yet, yup. But that's what's sitting in the back of my head there. But big opportunities for Miami to add to that list of high draft picks. Obviously, Cam Ward is the Scott. Canes fan. You asked what school has the most number 1 overall picks. For some reason, top of my head, I'm thinking USC. I don't know why. I can only quick name a couple, but USC for some reason.
Yeah, it's crazy because Reggie went number 2.
Reggie went 2. Yeah, exactly. You Canes fan. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Reggie went 2. But there's a lot of randos from USC that went over the course of a year. So I'm gonna guess now. Let's go. Something I'm good at here. But anyway. But Cam Ward obviously is the big talk. I have not seen yet if he is going to throw at the combine. I know Shador said no.
The combine. What's the point of going out there? Let the other quarterbacks shine, do their thing. You don't even want to need to be your name discussed. You know you're going top 3. It don't matter if somebody trades into that 3 or not. You're going top 3. Hopefully, one of the teams don't trade up for you because those would be the desperate teams. Then they don't got nothing to build around you. So hopefully we get
Who you think might trade up, Steve? Who do you think
anybody.
might?
I mean, the Giants are at 3. What if they say somebody says, "Hey, I'm taking Shador at 2, Cam Ward at 1"? What if the Giants want a quarterback? What if the Giants try to trade up? Or what if anybody could trade up, bro? The Jets. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm praying.
Where are
Every day
y'all
I'm
at?
praying.
Y'all at what, 5?
7.
Y'all actually that's actually good range because you could probably get a quarterback in the top 5. I mean, maybe top 4, depending on. I don't know. There's some people really might not be as high as Shador as people think. I don't know if that's just pre-draft smoke. They could probably snag as long as they go in front of the Raiders. They could probably snag Shador.
Yeah,
The
I think.
Giants cut Danny Dimes. They're going to draft the quarterback for sure. They might trade down and try to get a quarterback a little later, but they're going to draft a quarterback for sure. I mean, they have to. They're going to go into next year with Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito. You'll get fined out of your. You'll get fined for tanking like the NBA
Immediately, right? But yeah, I mean, I honestly I think what you said is a great point. No matter what, Cam Ward, whether it's because like the top 2 teams could take a quarterback, and if they don't, then more likely than not they're going to trade down and get whatever you can, and then pick and try to do a team that actually wants to go up for Cam Ward. And personally, like I know I'm a Jets fan, so it's easy for me to say, but like it seems like a really good fit for Cam to go to New York. I know the Jets suck, all that stuff, blah blah blah, but like
he got weapons.
We got weapons, like, and you can build more. You can get more weapons. Like, yeah, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson. Like walking into Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Potentially, if you get a high draft pick, you might see Devontae Adams just be reworked on a deal, which will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, if he's looking at Cam Ward, I mean, could he go follow Rodgers for another year? Sure, he could. But maybe he doesn't want to do one more year of that. Maybe rework a deal, a couple years at a Cam Ward and finish his career.
Exactly, that's probably what I would do. And it's easy. And if I'm a receiver like Devontae Adams, hell yeah, I would want to play with somebody like Garrett Wilson. Let him get all that attention and let me just cook one-on-one like I've done my whole career. That's probably the best situation for him. I mean, he kind of played well for y'all last year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was fine. He did what you'd expect from like a veteran receiver. He wasn't young Devontae, but no one thought he was young Devontae. And like you say, you got Garrett Wilson, a dude who's top 10-ish in the league at the position. So why not? And if you get a Cam Ward, I mean, no matter where Cam Ward goes, Cam Ward makes receivers better. So Cam Ward is one of those types of dudes that if you don't have a number 2, number 3, you can go out there and get one in the draft.
So it's Titans, right? If you've seen a Titan game, they started Mason Rudolph like 5-6 times last year because Will Levis was so bad. We're all college football fans in this chat. If you ever seen a Kentucky game where Will Levis was there, he was never good. We don't understand why there was ever hype around him. His girl on draft night just was like, yo, I'm out of there, bro. That just literally scarred his career forever. There's no way you're the Tennessee Titans GM and you're going to collect this check this time next year if you go back into the season with Mason Rudolph and Will Levis in there. They select the quarterback for sure. Do they trade down to maybe somebody like around 3 or 4 who's desperate and just gives the King's ransom? That's always an option because, if somebody gives you the King's ransom, sometimes you might have to take it. It works out better for the people who take that ransom than the people who give it more times than not. But they gotta pick a quarterback, bro. Like that is terrible. Who's that 2 again? It's Browns. They should pick a quarterback, but they're paying they're paying one a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. They might need to draft a defensive player as well. You also have the Travis Hunter equation. I think he falls into more like if the top 2 let's say quarterbacks go 1-2, someone trades with Cleveland. Cleveland's in a position to trade down as they got their quarterback. that they're in a position to trade down. So you can see somebody go back-to-back quarterbacks and easily, see like a Travis Hunter at like 3 to the Giants or something like that. With the Giants not having a top-tier quarterback, they just get the best pick available. Pair Hunter with Malik Neighbors, and maybe Tommy DeVito might do a little something for you.
At that point, hell.
You might, Drew Lock, hey, somebody, but they'll probably sound like a Justin Fields or maybe like something else. But for sure, I don't know. I would think if Cam Ward goes 1 overall, which I hope so, because I don't think I guess you can't say there's no way you don't evaluate Shador over Cam. I just think that while they have very, very similar game sets when it comes to, Shador is a better scrambler in the pocket to throw than people give credit for. I think that's one of Cam's strengths. But I just don't think that full element of the run game is there for Shador like it is with Cam. Can Shador make the crazy throws? Yeah, he's made them. Let's be real. Can he make, big time plays? Can he scramble outside the pocket? Can he do that type of stuff? Yeah, we've seen it. Let's not hate on him. But I just don't see how you take him over Cam Ward at 1 for the Tennessee Titans that just need a reset at quarterback. I mean, before they just started Will Levis, they started Ryan Tannehill for like 7 years. And as a Dolphin fan, we took Ryan Tannehill for granted. Imagine as a Tennessee fan thinking, damn, man, I wish we had Tannehill again. That's crazy. Like, that's how bad quarterback play has been over there at Tennessee that they're begging for Tannehill.
Yeah. Is there any situation or like do you think there's a type of offense that you think wouldn't be a great fit for Cam, or even on the flip side, like is there a particular type of offense or a team that you saw that you're like, man, if Cam could get to a team like this, then we'd be talking something serious for year 1?
I would love for Cam to get to a more faster pace offense and more like I wouldn't want to see Cam on the Steelers, bro. Playing for the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like it takes some time, and it's just, it worked really well with Lamar because his running style really fit with, Baltimore. Like I wouldn't want to see Cam with honestly the Titans. Like if they had AJ Brown, maybe I'd be like, yeah. But like they got Calvin, that's good, but the offense just seems just like so like pedestrian when it comes to just play design, play calling. Like I would want Cam to be in more like a system like you see like the Dolphins or just somewhere the Vikings, some system where you're taking downfield shots, you're letting your quarterback make plays in the back pocket. Like I would just love for him to go. Even the Giants, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, or Dayball quarterback play, hasn't been that good, but I do think he has the type of playbook that Cam could thrive in. Raiders yet to be seen. We don't know who's really going to be coaching that, stuff like that. But Cleveland for damn sure no. That's not a good place for any quarterback. We've seen that time and time again. So yeah, that's a place I would never want to see Cam go to. I wouldn't mind him going to the Jets, to be honest with you, because if he went to the Jets or Giants, that'd be great for him marketing wise. Adidas is probably already going to make him like their guy, at least coming up, because who else other than Mahomes do they have at quarterback? So, they already have a good relationship with him. I think Adidas is going to throw the bag at him. So we'll see how that goes.
And attitude-wise, I think Cam has the kind of mentality that, now I think the New York media stuff is a little bit overrated, but Cam is the kind of guy, like, has the mindset. Like, I don't know. I'm sure you saw it, Steve, with the videos of him practicing with Shador, like them working out together, and Cam just nonstop, just ragging on Shador, just one. You could tell Cam is that kind of that swagger that Miami always likes to talk about, but I doubt anything's going to get in his head and make him feel like he doesn't have like that thing he needs to be a great quarterback. Like no writer putting an article out there is going to make him second guess anything. Like it's happened to a lot of New York quarterbacks in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he care, which is good for him. But I really do hope he goes number 1. I hope somebody like you would hate like I don't want him to go to a Tennessee Titans. I would hope they revamp their offense and go more, modern and do all this stuff for Cam Ward. That'd be great. But at the same time, a team that trades up for you, like Chicago, traded up for Justin Fields and had nothing left to build around him. What was your first round pick the next year or the other year or this and that? You gave up a player, like so much. You really don't have. You give up so much assets when you trade. So I mean, I just hope wherever he goes, they want to build around his strengths, not just put him in the machine that they're already running and think it's going to magically change because he's Cam Ward, which is going to magically get better for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I just hope he's in the offense. Like, would you imagine like the Arizona Cardinals? They're not that good, right? But like, it's fun to watch Kyler Murray play.
Yeah.
You want Cam Ward to be in that type of thing, where you can market it. Even if the Cardinals are 6-10, they're still playing them, putting them on national TV versus the Rams or something because Kyler Murray might put up like 50 points because he can make those type of plays. So you would hope he goes to an offense like that.
For sure. I mean, we saw like Cliff Kingsbury willingness to build an offense around Jaden Daniels and the advantage that it had for them, because there's a lot of stuff that they're doing down in Washington that Kingsbury hasn't done before that he didn't do in Arizona. But like Jaden Daniels now, I got to make sure this stuff works, and it clicked immediately. And Jaden Daniels had a similarly outstanding senior season like a Cam Ward did. So something of that mindset.
That might be the saving grace now, because everybody knows these contracts with the quarterbacks, they getting paid hell of money. No matter who you think, whoever you're a fan of right now, you're paying a lot of money for your starting quarterback. The Jets just paid a lot of money to get rid of ours. I'm a Dolphins fan. We just paid a lot of money to Tua. Like, if you're a starting quarterback National Football League, you were making bread, unless you're Russell Wilson. No, well, technically not. You still get money from the Broncos, but you making bread, bro. So that 4 or 5 years you can get on a rookie contract and just invest in all the resources otherwise outside, on your team, your offensive line, you get them receivers. Like the Bengals had Joe Burrow on that contract, then they had T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Now they got to pay all the people. They can't keep everybody, so that's why you got to capitalize on that 5. There's no better asset in the NFL than a rookie NFL quarterback contract, because man, they getting paid so much money. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, and hopefully Cam's in that boat where a few years from now he's able to cash in after that first contract, and if it were up to me, hopefully it's in New York. Real quick on Caveman Talk. If you think the New York media is overrated, you don't know New York. No, I know the New York media. It's everybody's the New York media now. New York media used to be a big deal because they were constant. It was 24/7. But now you got people with podcasts and shows and newspapers and this and that everywhere.
Yeah, that's completely true. You could be anywhere at any time, just like us right now. You're in New Jersey, I'm here, but it is different. The marketing campaigns that they put up in the city with you.
Oh yeah, the marketing stuff.
Yeah, the marketing campaign, exactly.
100%.
That's what really matters, to be honest with you. And is a lot more of your business deals and commercial deals all going to be like, do you have to get on a plane for it now? Probably not, because you're going to be shooting those in New York most likely. So I mean, conveniency, but yeah, the marketing is probably what's best if you're trying to for a game where you have your football helmet on the most. It's the most important to market, because people don't see your face until you make a play. Really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw how much Cam enjoyed his time just with the Heisman ceremony, right? Like we saw what happened, even like his celebration, how big that blew up all of a sudden. And that's something that where people knew Cam was legit, and then people picked up on that real quick. So he has that kind of that magnetism of himself that other people that play the sport, even outside of the sport, want to be around. So it would click for sure.
Who do you think goes after Cam? It's only really 2 options, to be honest. I think we're going to have plenty of Canes drafted. And then depending on this combine, it could be different because you could always blow up in the combine. But who would you say right now? Obviously, Cam is going to be our first pick. For the Hurricanes, he's going to be a top 3 pick. What about who's next?
I would feel really confident about Arroyo being the next one. I feel like he's probably, I mean, at worst, at worst the third best tight end in the draft. But I could see a team saying, you know what, maybe he's the second best tight end in the draft. And if you're the second or third best tight end in this particular class, like you could be a first round pick. So I would expect to see Arroyo go late first round to a team. Like, and we talked about a couple weeks ago. I remember you saying, imagine you're a playoff team and you can get a dude like Elijah Arroyo and just slide him right into your existing playoff offense. And the effect that has, or like you're the Chiefs and you're looking at old Travis Kelce breaking down and you're like, hey, why don't we get this young stud to slide in there for the next, 7 to 10 years? And it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, I can see them not doing that. But then if let's say they don't, then you're back at the top of the second round. Maybe a team like the Jets didn't get like a premier receiver early. Well, there you go.
He's a top 40 pick lock, in my opinion. You can say top 50 if you want. I don't know if 40 is a thing, but I still stand by what I said the other day. I think if you're a late round team and let's say Baltimore says, hey, we're going to cut Andrews for dropping that ball. It wasn't the best pass. I ain't going to lie. I'm a Broward dude, but you still have to catch that 100%. But they say, hey, we're going to cut this guy. We'll draft Arroyo. You could do stuff like that then because you have, people who are picking at the end of the first round don't have much holes on the roster. That's why they're back there. Getting the tight end could be a game-changing thing. I mean, you talk about Mahomes' weapons with Chiefs. I know I brought that up last time. Yeah, he needed Arroyo versus the Eagles. I'll tell you that right now. So I definitely think I have a gut feeling he'll sneak into the second round. I think he's going to be the talk of the nation. He had a lot of buzz in the Reese Senior Bowl. He had buzz. He had practice clips. He has people writing about him, stuff like that. But when he puts on a show at the combine, they see him physically 6'5", run that 40-yard dash, go out there and run those routes and snatch that football. I think that's when you see. Right now, we're saying, yeah, I think he's going to be a late first rounder. I think he gets that. It makes sense for these type of playoff teams. Come a week from now, they're going to be a guy with a suit who probably doesn't know half as much about football than me is going to be telling you that Elijah Arroyo is the stud.
Like they just saw him for the first time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm the first one to tell you this thing that we've been seeing for a long, long time, for sure. And he's a different kind of beast. And we have seen before, like David Njoku had a very good Miami career. He had like his last year, he had like 60 catches, 700 something yards, if I'm not mistaken. Caught some touchdowns. But David Njoku as an NFL player, like one notch above. Like 1-2 notches above. So that kind of thing. So I feel really good about it. His ability to, have that same kind of leap ahead and be something. If it wasn't for Arroyo, I know a lot of really positive Damian Martinez hype has been out there. People really starting to like come around on Damian Martinez. But it's hard in a running back room to really predict because running back is so like skill set based. It's hard to predict where the backs will go. Because like 7 teams could like Damian Martinez, and they don't prioritize running backs. 2 other teams draft other guys first. 2 say like we'll get one after. So I'm not going to go Martinez next, but after him, I'd probably go Restrepo. Like Restrepo is that guy who, if you say like, oh, he's kind of a third rounder maybe, but if a team picks him in the second, it's kind of like Arroyo. You get a guy that you can slide into the slot tomorrow, and he'll have your offense down. So.
Yeah, I think a safe bet would go X there. You could only, in my opinion, what's good, fam? In my opinion, only one is that Tyler Barron has an excellent weekend. A pass rusher has the ability to shoot up. They'll dig up preseason hype. They'll dig up that first 4 season. The smoke. I mean, man, it was a bonfire for Tyler Barron that first 5-game stretch as the Hurricane. I mean, he was playing at a level that we were all talking like, yo. Yeah. This dude getting 3-sack games twice already. Like he head hunting, stuff like that. So they'll start digging up those narratives, things like that. If he goes out there and he looks like a freak. But I would most confidently put X in there. I think he's going to be a late second round pick, in my opinion. You get all the things about slot receivers and guys. I think that stigma is more for the top first round. Because after that, they're just looking for who could play.
Right.
Because now slot receivers are mostly the number one receiver. Whatever you are, like Jamar Chase is one of the best receivers in the world. and they put him in the slot for he can get matchups. I mean, it just is what it is. You want to go on a safety or a nickel corner, it's just the better odds.
Yeah, and so a lot of these teams just straight up need guys. Like you get a guy like Restrepo that can contribute next year, like we talked about the Jets before. If the Jets have an opportunity to get a Restrepo, let's say you get a Cam Ward, you trade up, you get a Cam Ward, you got to trade your second round pick to go there. Now you're sitting there with a third round pick. Well, maybe you want to package that third to go back up into the second, get a Restrepo, because you know tomorrow, the day after the draft, Restrepo can go out there and catch 50 to 60 balls for you. You know, like that's the kind of production you're going to need. You got Garrett, now you have Restrepo, now you can build off of that kind of deal. And I know CF Kane fan mentioned Jalen Rivers, another guy who's, in that range, I would say second, third round. The fact that he measured like at Senior Bowl way better than I expected him to, like super long arm. He was like the second longest arms, I think, of any tackle at the Senior Bowl, and like a legit 6'5". So we're talking full on offensive tackle size, but can also and Tate, but can also play inside and guard, and probably do well at either spot. Like I kind of like Elijah Vera Tucker was when the Jets picked him, or like a Vernon Carey years ago with the Dolphins. It's guy that can play inside out is valuable.
His senior bowl was probably one of the bigger stock raisers when it comes to interior players, because that cross training that Coach Mario and Coach Mirabal are famous for came out, and then it started getting that buzz about. But I mean, we've seen Jalen Rivers line up for us at all 5 positions. If you're a Canes fan, he's been here a long time. Guy was nicked up early in his career. He had forced his way in the starting lineup immediately. Got nicked up, but then came back and was just an all-star left tackle for us. He was an all-star left guard for us. He played great right guard for us before he went down one year. I mean, he's been consistent as long as he's been out there. Best ability is availability.
Yep.
And when he was available, he's one of the best recent memory Canes offensive linemen. So I think that versatility, because you got to remember it now. When you're in college and you're at these power defensive line schools, you're probably really confident in 10, 11 guys. I don't even think, you have 10, 11 guys, and then, probably 3 or 4 after that you could put in a game. I mean, you're confident in, but you could put them in. Yeah. In the NFL, they don't have that type of depth, my boy. They have a certain amount active that day. So if you could play this position, that position, this position, that position, your value increases so much more on an NFL roster that I think you could see him take one of the jumps to second or third round. If you're a team that, you have a hole at guard and tackle, why not pick a player who's shown he could play guard and tackle at a high level in a power conference?
Yeah, and a lot of the guys in the past couple of years have that same kind of versatility. So, pick a guy, like the whole best 5 mentality, which comes from the college game. College game often has that kind of like, we'll figure out our best 5, we'll find them on the field. You can apply it a little bit to the pros, where you can let other things play out. Jalen Rivers is going to be one of those 5.
Bruh, I mean, not even call you bruh, but let's be real, 17 game seasons plus playoffs. Yo, it's like that in NFL now, yo. Yep. I'm a Dolphins fan. Yeah, we have bad luck with injuries. Y'all know that. But bro, come on, we got practice guard centers playing right tackle. Yep. It is what it is, bro. It's 17 game season. You're gonna have you need more versatility, because it's just a lot of games, yo. Not counting playoffs. Yeah, a playoff run, you're gonna need to switch up that lineup.
Yeah, the Jets last year had our first round pick Olu Fashanu playing left guard. His first NFL game was him playing left guard, and this is a dude who's been a high level blindside tackle. Like, all right, we need you to play guard, like just like that. First season in the league, like, hey, we need you here. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. This guy, we're probably gonna cut him next year, but right now he's making $19 million. So yeah, he's gonna stay out there. You at guard, and then boom, it only takes one nicked up. Now, hey, have you ever played center before? You ever snapped it in college? You got a year. You got a year. Go, hey, call up the video guy. Tell him to bring up the tape, or let's just go run it on the field. Let's see it ourselves. It is super valuable with the long season of the NFL. So I could see Jalen Rivers going up. That would probably be a debate whether Tyler Barron or Jalen Rivers would be the third. The fourth.
Yeah.
I think that's a healthy debate. They could both boost their stock coming up. But after those, who you think would go?
I mean, after that, it's down to the
Francisco, Jacoby.
yeah, maybe
Um,
Simeon Barrow. I don't know. He didn't get invited to the
yeah,
combine, which is tough.
yeah,
You know,
that's tough.
if Barrow got invited, like that to me says more about like the NFL, kind of like what their vibe is, what they're thinking. Despite what fans might be thinking. I don't know. Like it kind of kicking back to you on Jacoby, though. Apparently, people really like Sam Brown. That's another thing. Deep threat guy, a guy that you can get later in the draft, but has like
Could run
one really
fast.
great skill.
Could run a fast 40 at the combine, and for as long as people have been wrong about caring about the 40, they're gonna be wrong about it again. But that helps in some cases. These guys they like that. I don't think a kicker will go third or fourth, but I think the 40 is going to give him a great chance to boost his thing because I think he could for sure get a low 4.4.
Yeah,
Can he sneak into the 4.3 range? I don't know if he has that type of juice, but he got juice, bro. So we'll see how that goes. I just don't know. I mean, maybe it's just I wouldn't pick him over Jacoby, but I mean, I'm just thinking about it that way. A GM might just fall in love with him as a prospect. He could probably go in that range because now you're looking for, let's say you're a team, you got an established quarterback, you got this. Now you're looking for weapons that can go downfield and blow the top off. Third, fourth, fifth round. That's probably those guys. So I could see him going. That's not a bad one. I would hope that a team would feel that way about him.
Yeah, and as those rounds tick away, like how much does it turn into? Can I get a guy with one really significant skill that helps us? Like a dude like Marquez Valdez-Scantling has been in the league for a decade now. Doing one thing really well, like getting downfield, getting behind a defense, and usually with other better receivers underneath. And I'm just going to go over the top, and that big play hits a couple times in the season, and once in a big playoff game, and hey, you made your money on that guy, especially if like it's a 5th round pick when the hit rate is low anyway. What the hell? Take a chance on a 6'2" guy who can run. There are worse things to take a guess on. But like with that in mind, I'm going to go back to Jacoby for a second because Jacoby's a guy where if you like, I remember watching this year some of the Shrine Bowl like workouts, like they post the workouts there, and like he's going against these guys, like he made them look like future plumbers. Like he made them look like this is your last game, this is your last football game, son. Like just a whole different type of dude, a guy whose training became very clear on tape. Like this guy knows how to play the position. Like how much do you think a combine setting works for a guy like that who has a lot of these, like he's trained, he knows how to play, he knows how to run routes? Do you think that'll shine as much in a setting like this, or do you think it's more for the workout guys?
I think he has to run a good 40. They're going to see him run routes on air, and there's going to be one of the smoothest they've ever seen. So yeah, that's going to help because they're going to be evaluating how much steps he takes in these routes, how much it takes for him to get out on top of his breaks, how smooth he is in transitions, body language, head fakes, all that type of stuff. Is he throwing that elbow when he's in cutting or out cutting, things like that. Is his eyes on the ball the whole time? Whatever they want to do to break it down. But it doesn't matter. I'm super confident he'll probably be the silkiest receiver, if not the best receiver there when it comes to in a workout setting. To be honest with you, because he's gonna go kill it. The feet work is immaculate, smooth is crazy. I think he could just another opportunity to show how athletic he is, just physically talented as a football player. I think that would be good for him. I'm hoping whoever drives Cam, he's in their ear talking about hey. If they can't get X, because obviously I think X will be a little higher, but if you drafted Cam Ward and let's say it's 4th, 5th round, you're looking for a weapon for him, and a guy who can take the top off, be vertical, but also make wild plays underneath, intermediate. I mean, yeah, I would hope somebody just grabs him up. I hope he's a 4-round pick lock, but sometimes they look at that 168 pounds and they go, oh nah. And this, I'm just hoping they roll with him.
Do you have an idea, like what you like? Give a guess at what he might run Just like 40 time wise. Like, think that's something that could pop a little bit.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be a low 4.5. I think he'll be like a 4.51, 4.52 type range. He's more of a smooth runner.
Yeah.
That time is going to be nice and smooth. Like Brandon Ayuk ran a 4.51. That's really the type of receiver Jacoby is. He's one of those guys that has game speed. We've seen him run away from everybody. We've seen him shake people out their shoes. We've seen him, just such elite quickness. When you get that first elite quickness, that first start, it doesn't matter if your top speed is the fastest because you already got a head start on them boys, and you're not slow enough to get hocked in.
Yeah. So it's another thing we'll see. Obviously, everyone keep an eye on how things all shake out. It's all on there. You can watch like every single second of it on NFL Network. I know it's something I love to watch every year. I know Steve will be watching it, and I think the receivers are early. I think the receivers are the second day, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'll go back and check it.
Yeah, I'm a check right now since we about to get off anyway. NFL draft combo.
But they'll be out there. We'll see if we'll look it up. But something to keep an eye on for everybody, especially now. Like, I mean, you got 10 Canes that are going to be there, and this is when that's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is definitely one of the ones I've never. I don't think in my life I've seen 10 Canes. Not my life, but like since I've for sure been covering and making videos about the Canes.
Yeah. This is as good as it gets. I know linebackers tomorrow. The specialists, I know they're still doing some of their stuff. They did today, like you said about Borregales earlier. Then it goes. I think the DBs maybe on the third. I forget. I'm just kind of trying to go off my memory now at this point, but it's all on NFL Network. So tune into that and see some of those guys, support them in that way. I'm hoping some of these guys make a great impression and move up the board a little bit, because as we start to increase that standing there in the draft, I think you get more attention because that's that long-term money.
Yeah. So we're gonna be Friday for availability. Well, on field workouts. Yeah. So Saturday, March 1st is gonna be receivers, and Friday is gonna be DBs and tight ends. So we'll have a Arroyo. With Thursday, so tomorrow we'll have place kickers, D linemen, and linebackers. So we'll have Barron, Borregales tomorrow on the 27th. Then the 28th we'll have defensive backs and tight ends. So that means Arroyo will be in there. Did Mish get invited?
No, Mish.
That's tough. Running backs, quarterbacks, and
it's possible. It was a report a couple of days ago. I know Theo 5 mentioned it before that Arroyo might not participate.
Yeah, he might be saving it for the pro day from an injury in the Senior Bowl. I'm like,
we'll be at the pro. I wish. Yeah, there's Craig again.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so Saturday we'll see Jacoby X Sam Brown. That's nice to see 3 receivers get represented. Yeah,
I didn't see it when opportunities there for him. They got 3 guys from the same team out there. Says something.
LB, yeah, we'll have Francisco.
Yeah, and then Francisco. Hopefully he's able to put together a good workout for himself. Real quick before we finish up with that, if right now, make your prediction. Who goes higher in the 2026 draft? Carson Beck or Francis?
I'm sorry, bro, but Francis is going Carson Beck. Could he come in and have a Cam Ward type of year, launching his draft stock from a late round pick to a first round pick, maybe potentially top 3? Yeah, all the makings there. His proof of pudding is in Georgia. Can he show it at Miami to be in the N1? But I'm sorry, I'm betting my bottom dollar that Francis is a top 5 pick at 3. I'm just thinking about quarterbacks next year. I'm sorry, bro. Francis, somebody's gonna pick him and be very, very, very happy about it.
They can't wait to make that Penei Sewell come. They can't wait to say it. Those draft guys are can't wait for that 2026 very early mock draft to come out so they can start throwing Penei Sewell.
I would love to be wrong because that means Carson Beck went top 5 if Francis is number 1.
Cribs thrown out. We have 4 first-round picks in 2026.
Oh, Beck, Francis,
Bain, and
Vane would have to go crazy.
Who else do you have going?
Nobody at DB. At receiver, nah, who could have had it? Nah, he transferred.
Yeah, I don't know who the fourth would be that I feel that confident about.
I wouldn't say Mesidor.
Oh, yeah, he's saying Mesidor. I don't know.
I don't know the 6'2" size they'd be hating, but you never know.
Mesidor to me reads more like a guy who'd go that 2-3, but plays right away. Gets underdrafted but overplays it.
Could be
Kind of like Toolbox was.
Yeah.
Underdrafted a little bit, but still gets out there and plays a good career.
Yeah, I don't think they value. I mean, maybe Cooper, if he has like the best year like ever. That's the only guy I could think of that could probably be the fourth one, unless CJ Daniels goes for like 2,000 yards. Yeah.
Beck throws for 5. Daniels catches for 2. They sweep the award. Then he probably sneaks in that first round.
I can't think of him because a lot of our guys are too young.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's the problem is that our guys aren't there yet, as far as like what like where they could.
OJ wouldn't be eligible. You got I don't know. Just wouldn't have guys eligible.
Maybe Moten. He'll be able to make some money after next year. Maybe Moten has a crazy year, and finally gets the juice. It's possible.
Yeah, they NFL they value different things, but if they cared about production, maybe. But I don't know. 6'2", they don't like that in NFL.
Moten.
I would love it though. I mean, I'm cheering for it. I would say turn on the tape, but I really wouldn't know who else could go. I mean, I think you just got a bunch of options. I think that when we have this conversation next year, we'll be probably saying, "Oh, Markel Bell, that's a good one, 6'10". Yeah, they're going to see him come off the bus. Yeah, yes. The crib 305. Yes, and it's crazy. I had this conversation with my dad the other day about Markel Bell. Like once they see him, because he was like, "Yo, does he have another year?" I was like, "Nah," because he can redshirt. Technically, he has 2 years to play one. But like, nah, son. Like, but actually, technically, they did that JUCO thing.
Oh
so
yeah.
Markel Bell might have 2 years of eligibility. Ooh. Now that I think about it, because he didn't lose the 2 years. He might even have. Yeah,
he might be able to go. He might be 28. Like,
he might have like 3. He might have like 2 years of eligibility, 3, whatever the craziness is. But if he plays and starts for 1 year with the tape he put out last year, which I think was good tape at left tackle, I think he can make some noise because once they see him at 6'10",
who was
like that? That's
who was
crazy.
The dude? Someone his size. I want to say maybe like from Ohio State a couple years ago. Went like right at the top of the second round. Same thing, like 6'10", massive dude. I want to say it was 03, but started right away for the Browns.
All I know is
Oh, DeJuan Jones. DeJuan Jones from Ohio State. Say, he was 6'8". He wasn't even as big as Markel Bell. He was 6'8", 375. But yeah, I mean, they might see that size and say, it's hard to get around a dude that's 6'10" with those kinds of arms. Nate Solder, another humongous dude. Yep. So Miami's got some interesting names in the next couple draft classes coming up. So hopefully this one starts with a guy going number 1, and if it's to the Jets, I mean, I think that'd be great for his personal brand. I think that'd be great for his confidence to go to a place like New York City, and unbiased, it'd be great for the Jets. So
yeah. I don't think Cam Ward slips that unless the Jets make a huge deal to go up to second or first.
Make a move.
I think y'all make a Jets move and sign like a Justin Fields or like a Kirk Cousins. Like that's what the Jets do. Maybe draft a quarterback in the 3rd round. You guys could talk about for 2 years before you're back in the 1st round.
Quit yours in the 3rd.
Yeah, some. That's what y'all gonna do.
I here sincerely hope you're wrong, Steve, but I'm afraid you might not be. But until we know, I will be hopeful. I will be hopeful. When my son's a Ravens fan, when the Ravens went to the playoffs and the Jets were garbage, he drew Cam Ward in a Jets uniform, and he was like, "Hey, well, at least you have this, Dad. Maybe you'll get Cam Ward." And I'm like, "Forget it, we're not getting it." But I put it in my drawer. The last couple of days, I've been looking at that picture, saying, "I don't know, I don't know, I
Yeah,
don't know."
we'll see. Your son got a Lamar jersey.
Do I see have a Lamar jersey? He was Lamar Jackson for be a historical figure at school day. Straight up Lamar Jackson, got his Ravens helmet on, got his Lamar jersey on, like ready to rock and roll, like at that third grade be a historical figure day.
Yeah, set the tone. That's awesome.
Right? Everybody knew the deal. Like standing next to Eleanor Roosevelt was Lamar Jackson. But anyway,
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead.
Chop Robinson had 4 sacks in his career. I don't know how he got drafted this high. To be honest, I didn't like the pick from the Dolphins. He played okay at times. At Byron Murphy, but Byron Murphy is a corner, fam, and he wasn't the first round pick. He was
No,
a
he's talking D tackle Byron Murphy. He went to the
okay.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, he was also 300 something plus pounds. Like he's different, bro. Come on, let's be real.
And they also had him
Dude,
playing like on the nose too, like weirdly this year. They had him kind of playing like weird position. But like for him.
who does Will land us this year to earn this paycheck? Uh, recruiting. Yeah, I mean, he was very. I mean, I'm not gonna spill beans and nothing like that, but I think he was very, very involved with 3 very, very prominent Canes uh, prospects. To be honest with you, when you talk about Dallas Wilson, he was involved there. Jalen Waters, who just recently decommitted, from Florida, he was pretty much super involved there. And then he led the way for Drake. To be honest with you, so I mean, all those are raw players. So I heard that. I think that it's gonna hurt their chances for a guy like Javari Flowers, J Rock, Florida. That's gonna take that out. I really think it'll be Jalen, it'll be Seatbelt, but there's some guys. There's a guy in Georgia that I think will start picking up steam with, or two. There's gonna be a nice board. For one, you see the offer list that Florida gives out. That's cool, whatnot. But I mean, some of those guys, they're like that. They've offered some good ones. I think Coach Will Harris had identified some good ones that they're talking about. You'll start seeing official visits start lining up. It's 7-on-7 season. There's going to be down here in Miami. The guys are going to be going everywhere. But if I had to say who would he land this year to earn his paycheck, it'd probably be Jalen, because I think Jalen's the number 1 corner in 26.
Yeah, I mean that would be the earn your paycheck of all earn your paychecks for a dude at that spot, and like that seems like the expectation for a guy that's known as well, like the renowned is known as much as he is.
I think I low key think nothing against the Gators. They gotten good talent this last class. They got Wilson, they got a good quarterback, they got Nashawn, they got good players coming in. Vernon Brown, everybody knows how good he is, or Vernell Brown, excuse me. So like they're getting good players, but we go up there, we get Pringle. We go up there, we get now Jalen out of Armwood, just putting up. We got the linebacker as well. We plan to flan at Armwood, bro. That's a nice little like just point, just because we can hit up that central part. Obviously we're always gonna hit Orlando and Tampa. You have to, just the talent's there, so you have to go after guys that way. But I mean, whew. Let's go ahead and drop a staple right in the middle of the state. Top recruits. Let's do it.
Yeah. Get what you can get, especially like set a tone up there. The state of Miami grows again. A lot of like heavy hitter recruiters and the NIL stuff is clicking. So it's time to strike with some of those things, and we'll see how it pays off in the near future. I think we'll hear more probably sooner than later, as soon as we get back out there on the road and all that. And then who knows? There's still more to be done here before the 2025 season too. So still more to be done. You never know what could happen. But we'll wrap it up with that. That'll do it for us. Hope you guys enjoy, watching these guys at the combine next couple of days. And you never know, like, what news might come out as time rolls on, especially as we get closer and closer to spring. But before we get out of here, Steve-O, final thoughts for the people.
Just vibe, watch the combine, root for the guys, and yeah, have a nice weekend. And it's going to be one of those combines I actually pay attention to since we do have like 10 participants. So yeah, I'll be vibing, and then looking to see some of these guys again at the pro day for the last time, really, and on Miami's campus. At least what we'll see on camera.
Yeah, for sure. Make a good point. All right, that'll do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for being in the chat and talking to us throughout the course of the show and throwing out some good stuff, good questions, good insight from everybody. Don't forget, next week we'll be back. And Bill will be back next week. I can't imagine that you guys are surviving for 2 weeks without Bill. My God. I have to make fun of Bill because if Bill comes back like the conquering hero because the people defend him. Don't be mean to Bill. Nah, we could be mean to Bill. Oh, I meant to show you a picture of Bill and I on a soccer team when I was like 7 and he was like 5, but I lost the picture. I got to go back and find it, but I was going to put that up. Maybe I'll save it for next week. That'll be like the gem to bring everybody back. See a little big-headed Bill as a 5-year-old, ears out to here, like a little baby elephant. Have a good old time with that. But that'll do it for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Thank you to the guys at CanesInSight for letting us do what we do here in the channel. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate Bill and his airport garage set up with a huge Wind fans he has all around himself. And we appreciate the Miami Hurricanes and all that they do here to get us excited about football again. It's only 6 months away.
We'll have spring practices to fiend off of in about a couple weeks.
Yeah. So it could be worse. Could be worse. Could be a week ago. As you're 1 week closer. So we'll take it. So for Steve-O and Bill, wherever off he is, I'm Chris. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We'll see you again next week right here on 3 Live Kings.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska. He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free.
Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, but he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players. Step up in big games.